Hey, gonna take you on a little drive in the Touareg. So we are a Volkswagen dealership, and my parents we've always driven demos. This vehicle was my mother's since it was brand new. We just got the owner's manual out of our storage area where we keep all of our owner's manuals and spare keys separately. So that's all there. The original window sticker. We've got both sets of keys. So Carfax shows one owner. It was brand new until you'll see on the Carfax that we titled it when it had just under 10,000 miles, basically. When we can no longer technically sell them as new cars, is when we titled it under my mom's name. She doesn't really drive it in the winter time because they go down to Florida, and it stays up here in the garage on a trickle charger. We've added a CarPlay module, which is awesome. It's kind of the biggest downside of Touaregs is that the radios they were new enough where technology was great, but they didn't have CarPlay. This was not the easiest setup to do, but one of our techs at the shop was able to make it work, and it works great. It automatically hooks up. If you push and hold on the setup button, it'll take you back to the regular Touareg menu, where you still have all the factory Touareg information, of course. There's that, and then push and hold here again on setup, takes you right back. So very cool to have that. We'll go for a drive. It drives very well. I actually spent probably the last 1,000, 1,500, maybe even closer to 2,000 actually, now that I think about it, a couple thousand miles maybe, driving this just to make sure it was all dialed in. We did front brakes. The brake warning sensor comes on these when they have, like, I think it's kind of high. Touaregs, I want to say they're like at between 25 and 30%. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's when the tire or the brake pad warning light comes on. And so we did those. I had it aligned. What else did we do? A couple other basics. I think a rotate, balance. Touareg alignments, especially with adaptive cruise control, were a little more expensive, but that was all done. So the thing drives perfectly straight. What else can we talk about? 66,968 is current miles. Some other little things that we've done. I guess the tires they were done, I believe, at 46,000 miles, so right about 20,000 miles on them. And I just did the tread depth gauge on them, and they were between 7.5 and 9. If we're getting real technical, I would say probably, the line was closer to the 8 than the 7. So I don't know, 7 3/4 or something like that. I don't know if that's even a thing, but plenty of life left on the tires. Like I said, front brakes are new. Rear brakes are, I don't believe those have been done. Don't quote me on that. I'll pull it up. Just keep an eye on service records, and I'll probably comment on that in the auction, because I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry. All the maintenance has been done. Of course, spark plugs, pollen filter, air filter, all that stuff has been done over the years. Oil changes are always done regularly. Generally, we would do them once a year, because the year mark would come before the 10,000 mile mark. Interior is super, super clean. This trim piece here that goes all the way around the shifter, we just recently replaced that. It was still in great shape, but the adhesive was kind of starting to lift and fail down here, so we replaced that. Kind of an infamous thing on these Touaregs, on the seat control switches on both passenger and driver's side, there's a little cover piece that kind of is supposed to protect the seat switches, but they almost always get broken off. I have new ones here, just haven't installed them yet. There's 2 of them, one for each side. You'll see in the photos when you look closely at the seat control switches, you'll see that. Air conditioning blows, very cold. It's on right now. Heated, cooled seats up front. Just heated seats in the rear. The leather's in really great shape. There is, on the driver's side rear seat back there, unfortunately, I think I did it. There's a little indentation from a child seat in one of my kids when I was driving in the last couple thousand miles. I think that's when that happened. It just is kind of indented in that back seat, and I don't know if that will eventually come back up or not, but it's there, and I'll get some closer photos of it. You've got 360 camera on this one. There's cameras underneath each mirror. There's one up in the front bumper, and then of course the one in the back. Heated steering wheel, adaptive cruise control, of course. It's got keyless entry and then push button start. You can still, of course, put the key in there, but we never do. This has the executive packages came with the Dyne Audio sound system. It's great. It's really great. I wish Volkswagen still use Dyne Audio, to be honest, because it is one of the better systems they've had. Roof racks, if this one was ordered brand new with it, with them. I don't think we've ever taken them off, to be honest. They've always been on. We'll just leave them on so it's easier to ship. Sunshade is power. Try to be careful while I'm driving, but that works perfectly and is in great shape. It's clean. Frameless rear view mirror, which is kind of a subtle but cool feature. There's home link buttons up here, which I need to reset still. Factory tow hitch, 7,715 pounds, I think is the exact number. My dad has a diesel Touareg, so if any trailering was done, it was generally done with that. I think we pulled my little 16-foot Austin Whaler with this one, but it's a pretty lightweight boat, so that's about as much as this thing is pulled. Yeah, I can't think of much else. This thing is, it's a really straightforward, probably one of the nicer Touaregs you're going to see on the market. It's the newest you could get. 2017 was the last year. 2016 was the last year of the diesel, so all of the 17s were the 3.6 VR6 engine. Plenty of power, it's quiet. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I'll get plenty of photos. I'll get a walk around video around the outside. I already did a video of the underbody. Let's see. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to either comment on the listing or reach out to me directly via the contact seller button. And I will try and get as much photos and videos and information into the auction as possible to try and eliminate any concerns or questions during the auction. So hopefully there aren't too many questions. If that's the case, then I probably didn't do my job all the way. Yeah, I will actually actually, I guess I should point this out. One of these keys, one of the keys, the little Volkswagen emblem is popped off. I think you can actually get those separate now that I think about it, but being transparent about everything. There's 2 sets of floor mats in the trunk, rubber and carpet. I've got the box, the original box that came with the Apple CarPlay module. Yeah, that's about it. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.